Hey there, everybody. Hope that you're all doing well. I've just had a lot of personal stuff to handle this week, moving around of things and family responsibility stuff. So I hope that you all didn't miss me too much. And here we are for the reading for the week ahead. So I hope you're all doing well after the full moon as well and settling down from all of that energy if it did affect you. I want to ask today about what kind of energy is coming in and what do we need to be aware of? What do we need to be cognizant of at the moment of the things that are coming in, the energies that are coming in? What best can we do, or what can we just bring our awareness to? Okay, because I think that's very important right now. What can we bring our awareness to that is of utmost importance that we may not think is important, but that Spirit thinks is important for us to be looking at or looking towards? Okay, so what do we need to be aware of? What do we need to know right now, please, is what I'm asking. Ebb and flow. Okay. Ebb and flow tells us that, yes, we do have cycles in our lives and we need to honor these cycles. So if you're going through a particular cycle in your life, you need to know that this is happening for exactly the right reason, for your highest good, all of that good stuff. It sounds cliche these days, but it really is something that we need to kind of accept. This is one of the keys of acceptance in our lives, and the keys to spiritual evolution is to realize that the only constant is change. Everything is temporary and everything runs according to seasons. Ebb and flow. The tide goes in, the tide comes out, or the other way around. Comes in and goes out. The sun comes up and it goes down. The moon goes through its phases, full moon, new moon, when it disappears completely, waxing and waning. There are these cycles all the time, birth and death, and there's symbolic deaths and rebirths of things all the time. So if you are going through this and you're going through maybe a symbolic death of something, or having a lot of changes going on in your life, shifting around, know that this is one of those things. Life is full of cycles. It's ins and outs and ups and downs and as above, so below, all of that. All right, and we need to honor that. We need to honor the cycles that we go through emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever it is. And we need to honor other people's cycles, other lifestyles, all of these things, and take the good with the bad. All right, because this is how it goes all the time. The earth changes as well. There's so many people freaking out about the earth changing and this is happening and that's happening. We need to consider how we got here in the first place and how our continents were created and how the mountains that we see jutting up all over the place were created. They didn't just manifest there on their own to a large degree. I'm talking about, geologically, continental drift and all of these things that actually created these structures we have. We still have the earth moving around and doing things and creating and shifting and growing and changing, and we seem to think that that doesn't happen in our lifetime. It happened hundreds or thousands or millions of years before us, but it doesn't happen now in modern day, and that really isn't true. Okay, everything's changing, everything's shifting. It's in a constant state of shifting and flux. And if it wasn't that way, the energy would be stagnant. And energy is what we are, it's what everything is, and it needs to move all the time. So we need to honor that, we need to recognize that, and we need to honor those cycles in our lives. Okay, what else do we have today? What else do we need to know, please, right now? This new energy we're moving into, because I definitely feel the shifts. Things are going to get very interesting between now and December, I think. But we need to know that it's just necessary cycles ending and beginning. Wake up call. These are so similar, actually. Alright, so for me, this is potentially something as big as coming. Okay, or you've just had a wake up call. Maybe you need to realize something about your life, your work, your partnerships, your relationships, how you live your life, whatever it is. Maybe there was something with this full moon that you actually had some kind of epiphany or awakening. Maybe you're learning something new. Maybe you're seeing the world differently and how things work. But this is about something that is going to really hit you right between the eyes, something that's going to be very significant, but it's going to be a change. All right. And this could be likened to, for instance, the kind of energy of the Tower card in the tarot, where everything kind of crumbles down, but it needs to be rebuilt after that. Something's come to fruition, it's come full circle. This is the end, and now it needs to have some kind of element of destruction for something new to take its place. So, this could be a relationship, it could be an old job, it could be just an ending of a cycle for you, but or even an opportunity that presents itself, that makes you realize something and say, hey, you know what, I've been stagnating, or I need to move in this direction. It can sometimes be a bit catastrophic or a really tumultuous time in your life, but this is for you to realize certain things. All right. I want to read from the book for this. I just want to see what calls to me to quickly say out loud. Let's find it. Tsunami. You're getting a wake up call. It may be the form of a significant loss or other traumatic event in your life, typically one that you were not prepared for. You may feel stunned at first, surprised, and by all of these unexpected events that are occurring. Yet you also know that it is time to draw back the curtain of avoidance and denial and confront the truth that exists in the subtext of the event. You're experiencing a real life drama, so there's no need to amplify it more than it already is. Often, when we look back after something like this has passed, you can recall signs that foreshadowed it happening. There may have been obvious clues that you ignored, or omens that were so subtle that they were easy to dismiss as imaginings of the mind rather than the voice of instinct. There are many anecdotes about animals operating purely on instinct and picking up on clues and naturally seeking high ground before an approaching tsunami reaches the land. To negotiate this wake up call, listen closely to your instincts while at the same time seeking the higher ground of spiritual truth. Okay, I think this does speak also to current events in our world, in terms of physical 3D things, politics, all this other stuff that's going on, different movements, people standing up for themselves, rising up against certain things. And maybe we've realized all of a sudden how much we've put up with, how much we've actually walked around oblivious, or we've pretended something isn't the way that it is, and now there's no denying it. It is what it is. And Rodriguez, if anyone knows who Rodriguez is, he said a monkey in silk is a monkey no less. And I think here you must see how these two cards fit perfectly together. Look over here. Over here. Wait, let me put them together. They almost look like they were perfectly joined in this area here. Can you see that? And I feel like the honoring of the tides, the ebb and flow, needs to happen for us to be able to accept this tsunami moment. These two are definitely linked. The one comes after the other. We need to get to this place where we say to ourselves, okay, I'm preparing myself for major change. I'm preparing myself as best I can for this tsunami that's coming, because this is going to be something big, but I need to know and I need to honor that there are cycles, and certain things as we know them are coming to an end. It may not be easy for us, but it's necessary and it's inevitable. And we need to adapt rather than fight the change. We need to accept that ebb and flow energy. Okay, let's do one last one. What else do we need to know today, please? Oh, waste no time. Promise. New moon. I feel like this, this is about new beginnings. This is about being able to start something new, look beyond things. And after this tsunami kind of energy, again, if I have to compare it to, for instance, the Tower card in the tarot again, the Tower card, that Tower moment where everything seems like it's, just destruction. After that moment, if there is a solid foundation built, whether that's emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is that you need, if it's built properly, is always a strong foundation to start again and rebuild on. And maybe something's knocked down because it wasn't the way it was meant to be, or it just wasn't working and needed to be restructured. Okay, so new moon, a promise. This brings the promise of renewal. I feel like this is, the sun setting and a new day is going to emerge. Very interesting. It's like we need to honor the ebb and flow, and then comes the tsunami, which is going to be a dark period. But then after that comes the new moon, which again brings this kind of light in. Let me show you guys properly. I'm sorry about the glare here. It's like we're going through a cycle, light, dark, light. And that is exactly what the ocean or ebb and flow card is trying to tell us. We might go through a dark patch, but there's always kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. And these are cycles. It's light, dark, light. This is how things are going to happen. The sun sets, it rises again, and it sets again, and it rises again. And so life continues. And you know what? We need to make sure that we are not being self-centered and living in ego where we think, well, this can't happen to us. Life continues with or without you. Life will always continue with or without you. And you need to make sure that you're making your mark and you're respecting that and you're honoring it and you are living spiritually as a human being on this planet and not just as a selfish individual who feels that they don't deserve to have these natural disasters or these particular things happening in life, or for cycles to close or for things to end in our lives. We need to get rid of that sense of entitlement to certain things that are just an illusion, and remember where we really fit into the bigger scheme of things. And it's not by any means saying that we are insignificant. We are so significant, but we need to swap over and get into our spirituality as well again, and know that we are not just a physical being, we're also a spiritual being. And we need to honor these things. We need to honor the earth cycles. We need to know that certain things end and that certain things need to be destroyed in order for others to be birthed or to come into existence. Okay, let's see what new moon says. Quick. Come on. New moon. This is the time to launch a project, a new relationship, or renew something that's been put aside for a later date. With your intention and willingness to allow a full cycle to complete itself, that which you desire can manifest. The seed of the idea is ready to emerge from the darkness of your subconscious into the full awareness. The next step is to put it into action and fully realize the idea. This promise has two meanings. It can be a commitment and guarantee to yourself or to someone else that a particular thing will happen, or it can imply that something specific is expected to happen. When your will is aligned with the will of Spirit and your intention is focused upon that which you wish to have happen, there will be fulfillment and the promise is kept. Okay, and I leave you with that thought today. I wish you all a beautiful week ahead. I will chat to you again. Lots of love and take care. Bye.